Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Godzilla Podcast. Alright, so this is part 2 of the analyzation of the newest Godzilla trailer. As a quick recap, I've talked about several parts within the trailer, all the way up to 1 minute and 2 seconds within the trailer, and again I'm utilizing the YouTube video for this, so if you wanted to go along with me and as I talk and analyze several scenes as they happen, I'll be pausing again throughout the trailer and I'll tell you exactly where to pause so that way we can talk about it together. Let's go ahead and we'll start on this. So again, I'm starting at 1:02, 1 minute 2 seconds into the trailer, right at that part where one of the soldiers wipes off a canister of some sort which showcases the radioactive material. So alright, let's begin. Okay, pause it at 1:04, and it looks like it's Watanabe's character, and it looks like he's looking at a projection of a photo that was taken from a long time period ago. Of course, we all know that that's Godzilla, as he's rising above something, but Watanabe's character is describing that they awakened something. As I was talking about in the previous video, this was the huge revelation that I had no idea the trailer would reveal on this, because this is a huge, I guess it's not spoiler anymore, but the direct link between this film and the original Gojira film, the 1954 one, is the fact that this looks to be a quasi-sequel. Like, that is the Godzilla from the original 1954 film. Unless I'm wrong on that part, and it's a different Godzilla, that looks to be that Godzilla itself. And that is holy cool, because when it comes to this, talk about having the direct impact, the direct link of that original movie onto this particular film. So this is not a reboot. This is not a whole reimagining of the Godzilla franchise. Instead, they're continuing to honor the original Gojira film and making a direct continuation of it here with this new film. And in essence, this is exactly what the 1984/1985 film did. It created a direct link by stating that it was the Godzilla from the original film coming back again, while it ignored all the other previous sequels that occurred. This film is of course doing the same, but one would have thought that they would just reboot the whole thing altogether, but no, they're honoring the traditional Gojira, and they're stating that this is essentially the same one. I could be wrong, and I'm reading it wrong. If anyone wants to post comments below stating what they think with regards to that, then maybe it's a different Godzilla, but I believe this is the same one. So how cool is that? We're looking at a Godzilla that looks to have further mutated or something from the original Gojira, and grew bigger, grew stronger, something along those lines. So alright, let's go ahead and hit play again. So we see, it looks like the bomb. Okay, pause, a quick pause at 1:09, and you'll see that it's archival footage of that Godzilla, looks like rising from the ocean at the time. There was a very quick shot of, it looks like the bomb that might have been used, or a replica of the bomb used to help destroy that Godzilla. And then let's hit play again. Sure enough, going into a few seconds in, and you'll see that it's an atomic bomb. Okay, pause it at 1:16. It's an atomic bomb that was apparently used either once or several times to try to destroy whatever was awoken, in this case being Godzilla. And as we all know, I guess now, with all this happening today, that it was a failure, that it did not work on there. And that's where Cranston's character is trying to tie all this together, because he knew at the very beginning of the trailer with his narration that it was all a lie. It wasn't an earthquake, it wasn't a typhoon, they were all going back to the Stone Age. Something happened back in 1954, it was covered up, it was attempted to be destroyed, in this case being Godzilla and who knows what other monsters, but it failed, and now they're back, and they're causing so much more destruction because of the cover-up, as opposed to, let's say, if they would have properly handled it and prepared for another situation. Instead, we have all this destruction again. So alright, go ahead and hit play. Alright, pause it at 120. and you'll see that it's the familiar train that we saw in multiple behind the scenes shots. This is the train that apparently is carrying that very giant missile that is going to detonate somewhere. In the far background, you see that reddish glow that was from one of the behind the scenes shots, one of the official ones from the Legendary Pictures blog, and it showcased those soldiers standing in front of that eerie looking orange glow. So it looks like that's where they're heading on there with this missile. This was the missile that in several behind the scenes shots, Aaron Taylor Johnson's character was programming it or doing something to her, so it looks like he's involved with this missile all the way towards where they're heading on there. So go ahead and hit play. You see Cranston. Okay, pause it at 125. There was a quick shot of Cranston with Aaron Taylor Johnson. It looks like they're in the destruction of another city, and this was the one that we've seen in multiple behind the scenes shots as well, where they're at one point staring up in horror at something. So something either followed them or something arose from there. And at 1 minute 25, very quick shot, but you'll see Godzilla's tail as he's going behind a building as it's being destroyed. This looks to be within the city itself after the city was destroyed. Some of you commented, and rightfully commented, that it looks like there was a huge attack within the city, a huge aerial attack that was happening, destroyed many buildings, but it looks like, of course, Godzilla survived, and then that's when those paratroopers came in to see what's going on. And that's where in this scene it shows Godzilla probably walking away, looking okay, everything is fine on there. Interesting shot too, because there were several scenes within the 1998 film that mimicked this. So I'm wondering if maybe they were using this to pay homage. The way his tail is going too, it's not dragging on the floor. Instead it's going through the air. So this leads me to believe that his walk is more along the lines of, let's say, a T-Rex. I don't know, I could be wrong on there, but I thought his tail would have been dragging on the ground. But with the tail going up like that, that tells me that his forward body moves forward and becomes more lateral as he's walking. I don't know, I'm just assuming it on this part. Maybe he's walking more like a T-Rex, but we'll see, I guess, within the final film. But otherwise, that's my own analysis on this. So alright, go ahead and hit play. Okay, pause it at 128. This one is a curious shot. I didn't quite know what this is. If anyone has any guesses, let me know, please. But it looks like there's some appendage of some sort with some glowing modules, some glowing, I don't know what those are. It's glowing bubbles of some sort. It looks to be organic. It's not mechanical. So maybe it's part of one of the Mutos. Who knows? Maybe it's their eggs. I don't know on this part. If anyone else has any theories, be sure to post them below. But you'll see one of the soldiers is staring at it, kind of almost in awe, wondering what that is. And I imagine that he's going to find himself in a spring trap of some sort on here. But otherwise, I guess we'll find out soon. So, alright, go ahead and hit play. There's Watanabe's character, Aaron Taylor Johnson's. Okay, pause it at 132. Very brief shot. This is about probably the closest we'll get thus far to a shot of a Muto. You'll see the soldiers, they were staring at something or trying to find something within the distance, when all of a sudden they realized this something was up in the air directly above them, coming down at an extremely fast rate. I've heard some people comment that they think this might be Godzilla. I highly doubt that. I don't think Godzilla can jump that high in this film, and I don't think that Godzilla can fly, so most likely it's one of the Mutos, one of the winged Mutos attacking, and it makes more sense later on in a couple of scenes. But very cool shot on there, because this monstrosity, whatever this is coming down very fast. So we get to see a very quick shot of these Mutos and how quickly they operate, the destruction they can have, upon people. Alright, so go ahead and hit play. Okay, again, pause it at 133, and there's another very quick shot. Looks like the tail end of something, which again leads me to believe that this was the very same monster within the other previous shot descending from the sky. It's one of the winged Mutos, and that's how it attacks. It flies, it goes down into the ocean, flies back up, and it is causing havoc left and right. Very, very interesting, very cool shot on there. It goes to show that this thing probably travels well over 100 miles an hour, and it cannot be stopped on there, other than, of course, with Godzilla. So these are, by the way, the only shots we see of anything Muto related. So Legendary is keeping this to the vest, to the chest, with regards to the Muto designs. The closest that we'll have now to seeing how they look like, and it'll be soon, will be when the toys come out. So unless another trailer comes out soon revealing the Mutos, we're gonna see them instead in a toy box design form. So alright, go ahead and hit play. You'll see the paratroopers jump out, and some of the familiar shots from the other trailer, including Cranston crying, Watanabe searching. Okay, pause it at 144, and you'll see that Watanabe, and I believe I saw Stanley Hawkins there in their scientist hazmat suits. They're coming across a very gigantic, large skeleton of some sort. I don't know whose skeleton this is. Could it be another Godzilla, a past Godzilla? Could it be one of the Mutos themselves? Who knows on there. Certainly the rib cage looks more Godzilla-like than Muto-like, because the Mutos have been described by those who have seen it at the Comic-Cons as being more insectoid, not more mammal-like, but I guess we'll see on that part. So go ahead and hit play. Alright, very, very cool stuff on here. Alright, pause it like at 152, and you'll see that there's a slew of aircrafts, jets, that are just pummeling towards the ground. One leads me to believe that these are being done by the Mutos, not by Godzilla. If they were done by Godzilla, he would again not be able to really attack through the air, so he would, and his only method to attack through the air is with his fiery breath. But these particular aircraft are landing almost pristine. They're not shown in a fiery explosion caused by Godzilla's atomic ray. So this leads me to believe that these attacks are coming from the Mutos themselves, the winged ones especially. Whatever they're doing something so incredibly fast and so incredibly destructive that they're knocking out multiple fighter jets through the air all at once, and it is causing extreme havoc. Love this shot because it goes to show the impact and the destruction and the horror that these Mutos have on there. Also, this shot here, it's interesting because this was from one of the behind the scenes shot, the one where it showed those soldiers standing on a shipping platform of some sort with a bunch of green screens around them. It's amazing to think the digital work that goes into this stuff, because the platform itself, that was just a platform with some soldiers standing and some green screen, and yet from that very little set of resources, they created this whole scene, this whole action right here. Beautiful stuff when it comes to what happens behind the scenes, from when stuff is shot to what's shown on film. So it goes to show the hard work that a lot of crew members do behind the scenes to create this magic from so little that existed out there. But very, very cool shot on there. And I'm glad to see that the Mutos aren't being shown the full action that they have, because once we see it on screen, it'll be amazing to see, and it looks like they'll be actually quite formidable foes against Godzilla. So alright, I'm coming up actually on another 15-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it here, and I'll create part 3 of my trailer analysis. So it should be coming up soon. Look for it and go ahead and click play on that, and that way we can finish the final part of the trailer analysis. Thanks again, everybody. Bye.